Hi guys and dolls, how are you? I hope you are well. I hope you are being careful when you drive, because y'all know that when the weather is nice, people end up in fatalities that were 1000% preventable a lot of the times. So pay attention when you're driving, please, okay? Nothing on your phone is so important that it can't wait, all right? All right, so if you're subscribed, thank you. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It's free. Hit the bell icon. Select the word all. Select the word all, and you will be notified of future videos. Okay, so the toxic, narcissistic family. That person that you know, or people that you know who are narcissistic, chances are that's not an isolated thing. They become narcissistic as a result of their family life, as a result of their childhood, as a result of how they were treated by their parents or other caregivers. Okay, we're going to say parents for the sake of, for the sake of the video. So let's look at, let me go there. Okay. So one of my girls, she's like so cool, and I'm hoping to see her when she comes to Missouri. Spiritual whistleblower did a video on truck drivers and saying that they are 99.9% of the time narcissistic, sociopathic, cheaters. Everywhere they go, they have baby mamas all over the place. It could be female truck drivers too that do the same thing. It is way too easy for somebody to be completely unfaithful when they have a job, not just a truck driver, but when they have a job where they're never home. It's so easy for them to have other partners, lovers. Okay? Even if they have a family with you, they could easily have family with other people. So the person that I was with for 20 plus years on paper is a narcissist. He is a he's a truck driver. He's been doing that for a long time. I didn't know until after we were divorced, years later, that he was never faithful. And I found this out from family members. The really messed up part is they knew he's a whore. Let's just keep it real. He's a slut. He's what I call a mutt, a male slut. He cannot keep his pecker in his pants. It doesn't matter if he's involved with you, married to you, engaged to you, boyfriend, girlfriend with you. It doesn't matter. And none of them said anything to me before we got married that, he's never been faithful, right? They didn't tell me nothing. They knew he's a whore. They knew he's a mutt. And they were okay with that. They supposedly told him, whatever, that, well, we're surprised you're getting married, considering, you got all these women. He probably laughed it off. His whole family dynamic is jacked way up, okay? So let's do an autopsy of the kind of shit that he came from, which resulted in why he is the way he is. First of all, his mother had 10 children. She could not stop making babies, okay? I think they were Catholic. A lot of times Catholics don't believe in birth control. At least I think they were Catholic. If not, they were behaving like they were Catholic. Not all Catholics do this, so calm down. But they don't believe in birth control. So she was pregnant and had 10 children. If I was a guy and I was humping the hell out of my wife, making all them children, I'd be too damn tired to hump somebody else. Well, His dad was never too tired to hump somebody else. He found plenty of time to stick his wand in somebody else because he was a Mason. And that particular chapter of the Masons, they're not faithful. Majority of them have women on the side, even though they're married. So he decided to do the same thing. So his mother decided, okay, we're not going to get a divorce. I'm not going to cut my money in half. So what you going to do, what we going to do is you're going to have a bedroom upstairs and I'm going to have a bedroom downstairs. So that's what they did, which technically is a smart move because she don't have to worry about, he ain't paying me no child support. The court, he's defying the court system. He don't want to pay me nothing, because narcissists will do that. They will basically flip the bird to the judge so far as being ordered to pay what they're supposed to pay. I know, I've been on the receiving end of that bullshit. So anyway, you know, they had downstairs, the main floor, and then they had upstairs where there's bedrooms, and then they had all the way upstairs. So his bedroom was all the way upstairs and hers was on the second floor, which is obviously dysfunctional as hell, right? But she probably did it to keep her money straight. Okay? So when you have that many children, you too busy screwing. You don't really have time to raise them. No sooner do you have one just out of diapers, if out of diapers, you making another one. So you don't really have time to raise your children correctly. Not only that, all right, let's just keep it real. We're going to do an autopsy of the family. His mother thought it was a good idea to give him away to his uncle and his aunt. Like he is a dog that they found at the pound and they don't want to be bothered with it no more. So they gave him to the uncle and aunt. Wow. So he was abandoned by his mother at a young age, since he was a baby. You don't think that's going to mess somebody's brain up? You don't think that's going to make them twisted and demented in the head? You damn straight it does, and it did. All right? So he is a self-centered, money-loving slut bag. Cannot keep his dick in his pants, cannot keep his zipper up. Will never keep his zipper up. Guys like that, once they become impotent, I'm so happy for you. You deserve everything you get and a lot more. I hope it falls off one day, because you're a fucking idiot. You took advantage of people. You ripped their heart in shreds. You make commitments to somebody knowing that you cannot make a commitment to shit. And you decided, hey, I'm going to hump whoever I want to hump. I don't care if I'm married or not. I didn't get married today. I got married 10 years ago. So on that one particular day, I wasn't married after that, like I said before. So he's demented. He grew up demented. He grew up in a demented household. He grew up in a household where he was abandoned, and his sister, one of his sisters, is the scapegoat. Excuse me. Erase that. Erase that. She wasn't the scapegoat. I'm sorry. She was the golden child. She probably poops 24-karat gold eggs out of her ass. That's how the mother treated her through her whole lifetime. Okay. So as a result of that, the sister, she probably, she had this highfalutin government job, and she was working with, this, that, and the other, and I'm not going to go in details about that, but she probably did everything she could to continue to win her mother's favor, okay? Because her mother just thought she was the golden child and the best thing in the world. The problem is, any extreme, one way or the other, can psychologically damage that person. She is the angriest bitch I have ever talked to. Angry as hell. Attitude for no freaking reason. Now you know why she was married once and she'll never get married again. Who the fuck wants to deal with that? Your pissified attitude. Nobody. Okay? Nobody wants to deal with that pissy attitude. I remember she said something to me before I cut her ass off. She said something to me, and I asked her, I don't know if I got distracted or I didn't remember what she said, but I asked her about it again. And she says, I just told you. I acted completely normal. I didn't get freaked out. I didn't snap on her or anything. Why are you talking to me like that? What the fuck's wrong with you? I didn't snap on her ass because somebody has to be a mature adult who's non-demented, and it might as well be me. But when I thought about the conversation later, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with her? You know what I'm saying? She has a multitude of health problems. One after the other, after the other, after the other, a encyclopedia worth of, the whole encyclopedia is all her medical problems. And she's going to continue to have more because you're an angry, sour, bitter bitch. And all that anger is toxic. So it's causing you some severe health problems. Until you adjust your funky ass attitude, you're going to continue to have health problems. Okay? Nobody wants to deal with your ass. Got married once and he probably ran for the fucking hills. Do you blame him? Do you blame him? She's nuts. Okay? Wow. So you would think if this person was the golden child, because every in a narcissistic family, everybody has a role. Bully, scapegoat, golden child, flying monkeys. Okay, everybody has a role that they are being assigned. And you would think if you've been having your ass kissed after you came out your mama's vagina, you would think that you'd be the happiest person in the world. Hell no, she's angry as hell. Angry, bitter, cynical, toxic, poisonous. See all these dynamics going on in a family, and not one of those fools told me, you don't want to marry him. He ain't never been faithful to no damn body. You don't want that. You don't want that, girl. You don't want to risk getting HIV or AIDS. You don't want to risk getting STDs. You don't want that. Nobody told me shit. And it's only by the grace of God that I did not get HIV and STD and God knows what else. So you're basically causing a person to possibly lose their life, because if they don't respond, they get HIV and they don't respond to medications, they're going straight to AIDS. When you go to AIDS, I don't give a shit how many medicines you take. That's not good, especially if your body don't respond to those medications. There's but so many protocols that they can do for you. If your body is just whacked and weird and doesn't want to respond to medication or responds negatively to medication, you're done. You're done. So somebody needs to lose their life because you can't control where you put your nasty dick. Really? And I'm not ganging up on men. Women are nasty too. And women cheat too. And have babies by whoever has the most money. He's the father. Because she don't know who the goddamn father is. So this is not gender specific like I told y'all a million times. Honey, let me tell you something. As you get older, you get to the point where you just don't want to deal with that no more. I'm not dealing with narcissistic attitude. I'm not dealing with selfishness. I'm not dealing with somebody who's nasty and slutty and they got all kinds of bacteria and germs and everything on their personal privates down there because they give it, it's community ass. They give it to everybody who wants it. So when your dick falls off, or you get impotent and can't afford your medication, good for you. Congratulations. Now, for those men who become impotent and they weren't a hoe and they were faithful to their wife or their girlfriend or whoever, that's a different story. I feel bad for you. And I've talked to men who had issues, and I don't think he was a hoe. I never got the impression he was a hoe, and we were just friends. So he didn't have to pretend he was a nice guy to me. We weren't seeing each other. We were just talking. So the family dynamics is so twisted and so demented. There's another video that spiritual whistleblower did, SWB. She did another video with Carry On Franklin, who is the son of Kirk Franklin, the gospel singer. He was being narcissistically abused by his parents growing up, to the point where when he was old enough to get up out of there, he was out of there. While his daddy is talking about praise the Lord, praise Jesus. And all that is bullshit. Because behind closed doors, he's a fucking narcissist. The biggest snakes, rattlesnakes, are in church. Y'all better stop thinking that somebody's sanctified just because they up in church wearing a suit or a fancy dress with a big old hat. Okay? There's more to life than, how can I say? Narcissistic abuse is not going to give you a life. It's going to take your life. The reason I talk about it so much, and the reason why I dedicate this channel to that narcissistic abuse, is because the amount of destruction that it causes you is so massive, it can't even fit on a Richter scale. Emotional abuse, spiritual abuse, financial abuse, physical ailments like cancer, diabetes, kidney failure, liver failure, cancer. Did I say cancer? Suicidal thoughts, depression. You think somebody should lose their life because they came across the wrong person? I don't think they should. Should all their finances be destroyed completely because they met the wrong person? No. So education is the key. And I'm going to tell y'all something else. Since we're talking about family, I'm going to tell y'all something else. I used to say back in the day on my older videos, because I've been on YouTube for a while, I used to say that if you were tight with your family, but they were, I can't tell you to leave them. I'm changing all of that because I agree with SWB when she says you got to cut them off in order for you to heal. Carry On says the same thing. You got to cut your family off. You don't owe your mother nothing. You don't owe your father nothing. They got horny. They stuck the penis in the vagina, hump, 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 and made goddamn children. You don't get a cookie for that. You don't get an applause for that. You don't get a trophy for that. You don't get nothing for that if you didn't raise your children in a respectful manner. You did something that was based on hormones. You were horny. You don't get cookies for that. And a attaboy, attagirl, yay, yay, yay. No. You ain't shit. You're biologically somebody's parent, but you ain't shit otherwise. And if you ever confront them, cut them off. You don't owe them fuck all. Cut them off on all your social media. Block them on your phone, and you don't think twice about it. You know why? Because you're preserving your sanity. That's what you're doing. You're preserving your sanity. Because you keep sticking around them snakes, and you're going to keep getting bit until you lose your fucking mind, and you're going to end up in a padded cell somewhere. Singing Old MacDonald Had a Farm, wearing a straitjacket because these motherfuckers pushed you to that point. You better think about it long and hard and don't feel guilty. You don't owe them for hormones. You don't owe them for that. They got hot. Bam, 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 made a kid. 9 months later, kid comes out. C-section or comes out through the puss. You don't owe nobody for that. People do that every day without thinking about it. Okay? You don't even have to have a full active brain in order to get pregnant. You can have one brain cell because a lot of people have one brain cell and they got kids. Y'all gonna have to wake up and you're gonna have to get rid of people. I'm gonna tell you something else while I'm on a roll. People that are used to being abused by their parents, somewhere in their head, they think they deserve that, whether they want to admit it or not. So if you come into the picture and you don't treat them like that, you're nice to them, you're kind to them, you're sweet to them, you're affectionate with them, they don't trust your ass. That's right. What you so affectionate towards me for? Why do you care about me? And yeah, I've had a friend ask me that. We were friends for years. Why do you care about me? Why do you love me? And I told her, I said, because sometimes, imagine that. Sometimes people love you because they love you. Sometimes they love you because there's no strings attached. They just love you. They just love who you are. But when somebody doesn't love themselves because they were taught as a little kid to hate themselves, and you ain't shit, and you're never gonna amount to shit, because God knows I was told that, and I'm sure a lot of y'all were told that. They get to the point where if you hear something enough times, you begin to believe it. So somebody comes into your life who wraps you in love. You want to push them away. You may question them. Why do you care about me so much? What's your angle? Sometimes people don't have an angle. Not everybody in your life is a snake. You have to learn to identify who's a snake and who's not. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Even if you're like, Tranquility, girl, I don't know nothing about mental illness. I don't know nothing about narcissism, bipolar, dissociative disorder, dissociative identity disorder. I don't know these words. You don't have to know those words. You know what you have to learn to focus on and you pay attention to? Pay attention to your body. Pay attention to your internal alarm system. When you feel weird when you're with this person, you feel like something is off. You feel like they're not completely with you. You feel like, no matter how long we've been together, I feel like I'm still not with you and you're not totally with me. It always feels like you're physically here, but you're a million miles away. Follow your instinct, follow your gut. Your body's going to tell you, oh, something's wrong. I don't know what it is, but something is very wrong. Your body will tell you that. So you don't have to know the verbiage. You don't have to. You don't have to. Follow your body and pay attention to it and stop making excuses. And like somebody online once said, don't be a collector of red flags. Don't be a collector of red flags. So the narcissistic person that you met, we're going back to that, chances are their entire family is twisted, demented, poisonous. Okay? Even people who associate with your parents or even other relatives will say stupidness like, that's your mom. You only have one, or that's your dad. You only have one. I don't give a shit if I had one or 2001. I don't owe you shit. And I don't have a problem telling them that. Well, I don't have those issues because I cut everybody off. So I don't have those issues where I have to explain myself or I have to cry the blues to somebody and hope that they're on my side. I don't have those issues because I cut them off a long time ago. And the gaslighting, oh honey. When you confront them, which I did many, many years ago before I made it official, cutting you off. This is a done deal. It's a wrap. First thing out of her mouth when I started talking about the mother, when I started talking about certain things that happened because I was there, so I kind of know. That never happened. You got a vivid imagination. That never happened. Oh, yes, it did. Yes, it most certainly did. I was there. That didn't happen. Yes, it did. I've got the scars. Would you like me to send you pictures of the scars? And that's when the dumb bitch jumped off the phone and ran away like the punk that she is. I have no reason to lie. I'm not going to get a free house, a free car, a free vacation to Hawaii. I'm not getting shit. Okay? So I can say what the hell I want to say, and it's going to be the truth because I was there. I'm not getting anything to tell the truth. Not a goddamn thing. So, yeah, I'm going to keep it real. I got nothing to lose because I lost you a long time ago. I lost you the minute I came out your puss. So, I'm not losing anything. Okay? Please. Yeah, the whole family will know things about this person. Like SWB said, Chanel, she said they will know that this person has a baby mama or a baby daddy or whatever, and they will keep it a secret from you. My ex has a child that he doesn't think I know about in California because he had hyperactive dick syndrome and stuck it in yet somebody else and ended up getting her knocked up because he's a fucking idiot. You got all them kids, 4 or 5 kids, and that wasn't enough for you. Wow. Wow. So anyway, yeah, they come from a long line of twistedness. They come from a long line of dysfunction. They come from a long line of bitterness, anger, jealousy, gaslighting, hatred towards you. That never happened. My God, you'll say anything for attention, won't you? My God, when will you stop? And that's called gaslighting. They're trying to alter your reality by saying the opposite of what happened. My grandmother, she has passed away years and years ago, but she said she witnessed the mother, witnessed it with her own peepers. The mother calling me a bitch when I was a baby in the crib. Witnessed it. Knew that her son was a slut bag and was sticking it in everybody. Knew that. Knew that the mother was vicious towards me, violently vicious towards me. Beating me up, punching me, knocking me downstairs, twisting my arm behind my back, burning me with the fucking iron. Oh, she did all that and more, okay? And you know what my grandmother said when I talked about the abuse? Because she kept telling me, did you call your mother? I said, for what? Oh, you should call her. She's your mother. You're barking up the wrong tree. And when I talked to her vaguely about the abuse, just kind of skimmed the surface, you know what she said? After she witnessed it. After she fucking witnessed it with her own goddamn eyes. You know what the fuck she said? She said, oh, you weren't abused. What are you talking about? Right. Because it's normal to call your female daughter a bitch. That's normal. Every mother does that, don't they? Wow. Yeah, that's normal. That's normal. Can you imagine laying in the bed, you had your kid, you're recovering from labor and delivery, and you got a nap. If you were lucky, you got a nap, and then you wake up and tell the nurse you had a daughter, and you tell the nurse, go get that bitch, I want to breastfeed her. Can you imagine the look on the nurse's face when you say that? That's not normal. Okay? Sorry. And don't pretend, just because you're pretending it didn't happen doesn't mean it didn't happen. Everybody does this. Everybody in the family does that shit. That don't mean it didn't happen. It just means you're too stupid to see what really happened. You don't want to face it because you feel guilty. If you acknowledge the truth, you might feel like you have to do something to correct it. You wasn't going to do that. You're going to stay the hell out of it. So what you're going to do instead is, diminish it. It wasn't that bad. I don't know why you tripping. You had a roof over your head. You had food in your stomach. You had a place to lay your head. What is the problem? You're always looking for attention. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You sound stupid right now. That's what you want to say. Gaslighting. Telling you it didn't happen. Diminishing your reality. It's called gaslighting because everybody in the whole scenario, every single person is demented. Every single person has mental issues. Okay? I love my grandmother, but I didn't appreciate her ignoring the fact that I went through hell wearing gasoline drawers. I didn't appreciate that. But like I said, people want to be blinded to it. This is my turby twist when I wash my hair. I put this on. They want to do this. No. That's what they want to do because they can't face it and they don't want to take responsibility for it. And they don't want to, they don't want nobody to say, well, they're going to be secretive about it because they don't want people to say, well, why didn't you try to adopt her? Why didn't you take her out of that hellhole? You witnessed it with your own eyes. So they don't want to hear that conversation. So they're just going to continue to, it didn't happen. Well, you have that luxury of forgetting that it happened and you have that luxury of diminishing it. Those of us on the receiving end, we don't get that luxury. Y'all take care. Love you. Think about what I said. Cut them assholes off. Life is too short. Be done. Love you. Talk to you later.